Hi there, my name is Dina Falconi. I'm an herbalist, educator, the author of Foraging and Feasting and Earthly Bodies and Heavenly Hair. What is happening right now in the landscape, which is amazing, is the mushrooms are popping. And yesterday we walked through the woodlands and came upon some treasures, one of which I'm going to feature with you right now. And we captured the forage of it on our iPhone, on Sam's iPhone. So we're going to go to that footage right now. Mushrooms are popping. Oh yes, and the chanterelles are happening, and here they are. Gorgeous beauty happening. Thank you, Chanterelle. Cook them up. Put them in a pan, maybe even dry cook them for a moment. It's been raining a lot here, so you get the moisture to pop out of them. Then throw some olive oil or butter, some salt. It's happening. We are featuring, as you know, the golden chanterelle, also called chanterelle, scientifically called Cantharellus, Cibarius. And where were we in that iPhone moment? Where were we foraging? It was a mixed woodlands. So these chanterelles love to grow. They're mycorrhizal with oaks and with conifers. So we were in a woodland that was dominated by oaks, white pine, and hemlock. So that is its habitat, so to speak. Where did we find this? We were on that beautiful creekside edge. This beautiful water, little trickle of water happening, and it was this mossy spot. So these were popping out of that little ecosystem, that little habitat. Now seasonally, let's just remember when we find these. So we are in midsummer. This is mid-July happening right now, and you will look for these all the way through early autumn. We're in the Northeast. So just as a reference for season and location. And what else to say? I know what else to say. You've got to ID mushrooms, any mushrooms, and this mushroom with 100% accuracy. So you're going to match all the ID clues. You cannot eat a mushroom unless you have 100% ID accuracy. And to that note, let's go to the ID portion of this video lesson. Chanterelle ID. Right here, we have a chanterelle that has emerged pretty recently. And if we move along, here we have one that's just further along, and here we go, getting further along, further along, further along. So what's happening, by the way, I should just quickly note, is that there is an association with the apricot color of these golden chanterelles. You can see that the apricots, at least ours here, are a little bit redder and more orange, and the chanterelles are more orange yellow, bright orange, bright yellow, egg yolky, apricot-y. Also the aroma associated with chanterelles, with these golden chanterelles, is also apricot-y or perfumey or fruity. It's quite lovely. So, but back to the cap. So you're seeing the cap's evolution here in the front row from youngest to more mature. The cap size is typically 2 inches. This is a little shy of 2 inches. Up to 6 inches. This is a little shy of 6, but that's the range. And you can see that the cap actually starts to become wavier as it matures. This is a good example of the waviness, meaning you see this cap margin starts to wave and actually lobe, creating these lobes as well as it matures. I'm going to show you in a moment what's happening underneath the cap, but also these are inrolled cap edges, so they're considered inrolled. And what else? If I show you here the cap and the stalk together, the combination here, we have a slightly lighter color to the stalk. And yeah, let's get a little closer so I can show you some more ID. Here we are with the beautiful underside of the chanterelle. It's an important ID clue to see the underside and make sure that you see ridges. These are not true gills. They're folds that form these ridges, and they flow from the cap edge, the cap margin here, all the way up, or down, I should say. We're looking at it upside down, all the way to the stalk. So they're decurrent ridges. These ridges are forked and crossing in some sections, and they're nice and wavy here. So we have a decurrent folding ridge pattern that's happening. Oh, going like that. So you want to make sure you see that. And now I'm going to actually cut this specimen for us so you can see what it looks like. And the stalk is solid. And when we cut it down the center. You just want to make sure it's solid. And then let's look at the color. We have a whitish stalk flesh. And then if we look at the cap flesh, it's actually whitish. I'm going to get my little pointer so we can see that we have a whitish flesh here, but the actual cap part is yellow. So we have white flesh in the stalk hitting up the cap over here, and then we have a little margin of yellow. And so may your life be full of wild mushrooms that you've properly ID'd. But actually, I just want to encourage you to learn the mushrooms even before you eat them, really well before you eat them. What I do every day, if I can, is I go into the woodlands and I look for new mushroom species that I can learn. So I'm not going to eat them, I'm going to learn them. And I encourage you to do the same. It's really exciting. And if you've enjoyed this and you would like more, I encourage you to check out my online course, Wild Food Health Boosters and Herbal Remedies, at wildfoodhealthboosters.com. See you next time.